Picture waking up to police lights painting your quiet suburban street red and blue like some bad crime show. All because your HOA president swears your new pool cover is secretly filming her precious neighborhood. And the kicker? She was the one caught red-handed trespassing in your backyard at midnight with a flashlight and clipboard like a budget Sherlock Holmes. In Willow Creek Estates, everything looked picture-perfect on the surface. Rows of identical beige houses with lawns trimmed to the exact 3-inch regulation height. American flags only allowed on approved holidays. And not a single solar panel daring to disrupt the visual harmony. The HOA board, led by Linda Hargrove, treated those rules like sacred scripture. Linda was the queen of it all, blonde bob always helmet perfect. Pastel blazers starched within an inch of their lives. And a smile that could freeze hell over while she wrote you up for the wrong shade of mulch. I was Ethan Brooks, the new guy who'd moved here after a nightmare in my last neighborhood where false rumors painted me as some antisocial weirdo. I kept my head down, waved at the right times, and just wanted peace. That changed the day some kids from down the block jumped my fence while I was at work. They weren't bad kids, just bored suburban ones testing limits. One almost slipped under the old tarp covering the pool. The thought of a child drowning because nobody noticed kept me up for weeks. So I did what any reasonable guy in cybersecurity would do, I upgraded. The SmartGuard AI pool cover wasn't some flashy gadget. It was sleek silver panels that glided silently over the water, locking with a soft click. It monitored motion, temperature, and unauthorized access for safety alerts only. No cameras pointed at neighbors. No data sold to the highest bidder, just protection. For the first time in months, I slept easy. But in Willow Creek, easy was a 4-letter word. Monday morning, Linda showed up at my gate with her clipboard and that paper-thin smile. Morning, Ethan. I noticed some modifications to your pool area. The board likes to stay on top of anything that might affect community standards. I stepped outside, coffee in hand. Safety upgrade. Linda keeps the kids safe if they wander over. The old cover was a hazard. Her pen hovered. AI? That's quite advanced. Did you submit it for architectural review? Anything altering the aesthetic needs prior approval. We have guidelines for a reason. Consistency is what makes Willow Creek special. I glanced at the sea of identical beige boxes around us. Consistency. Right. This thing's under the fence line. Linda. It's not painting the house hot pink. She scribbled anyway. I'll need to review the bylaws. Can't have rogue technology disrupting our harmony. As she walked away, her reflection warped across the shiny cover like a funhouse mirror. I almost laughed. People like Linda didn't fear danger, they feared anything that didn't bow to their control. The violation notice arrived 2 days later. Slipped under my door like a ransom note. Unauthorized installation of surveillance-adjacent equipment. Possible breach of visual and data harmony. Data harmony? I actually snorted coffee out my nose. They made a child safety device sound like Big Brother's swimming pool. I didn't yell or call a lawyer right away. Instead, I did what I do best, documented. Manufacturer certs. State safety approvals. Even a consumer protection letter praising AI covers for preventing drownings. My reply email was pure politeness. Please find attached documentation showing full compliance. Looking forward to resolving this quickly. Her response came at 6:47 a.m. The next day. The board will evaluate whether your interpretation aligns with the community's intent. Translation: I'll decide what the rules mean. By noon, the neighborhood vibe shifted. Greg next door suddenly found his mailbox fascinating whenever I walked by. The couple across the street stopped their cheerful good mornings. Linda's whispers traveled faster than the lawn service trucks. I stayed calm, watching from my porch with my coffee. Inside, though, I was building a file. Because when you've been slandered before, you learn that silence isn't weakness, it's a loaded spring. That night, my phone chimed at 11:47 p.m. Unauthorized presence detected. High confidence. The feed loaded, thermal imaging showed a single figure slipping through the side gate. Flashlight beam dancing across the yard. It was Linda. Clipboard in one hand, phone in the other, muttering to herself as she approached the pool cover. She crouched, fingers tracing the edge, trying to pry up a panel like she was hunting for state secrets. The AI logged it all, timestamp, heat signature, even the faint click of her phone camera. She whispered something about getting to the bottom of this before the system gently alerted again. She froze, then scurried back into the dark like a guilty raccoon. I saved the footage. Heart steady. You learn a lot about people when they think the rules don't apply to them. The next morning, the HOA newsletter hit every mailbox. Reminder: unauthorized monitoring devices may violate resident privacy. No names. But everyone knew. The whispers grew louder. He's recording us. Probably selling data. For the children, they said. While Linda played neighborhood cop at midnight. My wife Sarah pulled me aside one evening. Ethan. They're turning everyone against us. Maybe just take it down? I shook my head. I'm not fighting her. I'm archiving her. The escalation hit when 3 board members showed up at dawn for an expedited inspection. Linda led the charge. Just a quick look to verify compliance. Ethan. For transparency. I leaned in the doorway. Transparency usually comes with 48-hour notice. That's the law. Linda, not the HOA handbook. Her smile tightened. Refusing could lead to fines. We're only trying to maintain order. I held up my phone. Recording. Then let's make this official. The other board members shifted awkwardly. Linda's voice cracked just a hair. You're making this hostile. No, I said evenly. I'm making a record. Big difference. They left empty-handed. But the email notice arrived 2 minutes later, backdated. Of course. Classic Linda. 3 nights later. The alert hit again. This time. 3 figures. Linda in the lead. 2 reluctant board members trailing. She tried lifting the cover while whispering. It's for enforcement. The AI caught every word. Every fingerprint smudge. Every frustrated grunt when it wouldn't budge. I sent a calm email with the attached footage and logs. This constitutes trespass. Further incidents will be reported to authorities. The inbox went silent. For once. Linda had no comeback. The neighborhood felt heavier. People crossed the street. Kids avoided my yard. But I kept documenting. Patient as stone. Then the anonymous envelope arrived, plain. No return address. Inside, printed emails. Dozens. Linda coordinating to frame the narrative around my pool cover. Create evidence if needed. Worse, falsified invoices for fake safety upgrades, money funneled to her personal accounts. Surplus renamed to cover shortfalls. It was all there in black and white. The woman preaching rules had been breaking them for years while fining everyone else into submission. I backed everything up 6 ways from Sunday. Then I waited. The breaking point came on a bright Saturday morning. Police lights again. Linda stood in my driveway, pointing dramatically. He's spying on the whole neighborhood. That AI thing is recording children. It's illegal. The officers looked tired. Ma'am, we received a complaint about unauthorized surveillance. I invited them in politely. Happy to clear this up. On the TV. I pulled up the footage. First, her solo midnight visit. Then the group one. Thermal outlines. Timestamps. Her HOA badge ID pinging the system. Her own voice, it's for enforcement. The older officer raised an eyebrow. Ma'am, that looks like you on private property without permission. Linda's face went from smug to sheet white in seconds. That's edited. Deep fake. I was conducting an inspection. At midnight, the younger cop asked. Without consent? She sputtered. You don't understand the threats to our community standards. The officers exchanged looks. Looks like the system did its job protecting the owner's property. But that wasn't the real hammer. I handed them the leaked emails. While we're here, you might want to see these. Seems the real surveillance issue is inside the HOA. The county investigators arrived by mid-morning, unmarked cars. Serious faces. Linda tried her performance again outside the clubhouse. Waving her binder. This is private property. You can't. Investigator Ruiz didn't blink. Ma'am, we're here on allegations of financial misconduct and unauthorized entries by board members. Including yourself. We have documents. Emails. And digital evidence. Her perfect posture cracked. The crowd of neighbors, the same ones who'd ghosted me, gathered. Phones out. Ruiz laid out the fake invoices on the table. Payments to a dissolved company registered to your husband. Transfers to your personal account. Care to explain? Linda's voice rose. Shrill now. Approved expenses. I gave everything to this community. Ruiz played the footage on the big screen. There she was. Flashlight in hand. Prying at my pool cover. The room went dead silent except for one nervous board member whispering. Linda. I told you. Effective immediately. The HOA was suspended pending audit. Linda was relieved of her duties. Her face in that moment, pure. Unfiltered panic mixed with disbelief, was something I'll remember forever. The queen of control. Dethroned by her own midnight adventure and a paper trail she never saw coming. 3 months later. Willow Creek looked the same on the surface, beige houses. Perfect lawns, but felt completely different. People waved again. Kids laughed openly. The new board posted every expense online and actually listened at meetings. No more visual harmony fines for daring to have a reflective pool cover. My smart guard system? Now a neighborhood favorite. Parents loved the safety alerts during summer parties. It protected instead of dividing. Some nights, Sarah and I sit on the deck watching the silver panels glide open under the stars. You turn their weapon into a win, she says. I smile. Fear doesn't survive sunlight. Or good timestamps. Linda moved away quietly. No dramatic exit. Just a for sale sign in silence. The neighborhood didn't need a villain anymore. It needed honesty. Funny how a simple safety cover exposed what really lurked beneath all that beige perfection, control dressed up as community. So tell me, was Ethan wrong for using technology to protect his own backyard and document the truth? Or was Linda the real danger? Hiding behind rules while breaking them all? Who was truly in the wrong here? Drop your thoughts below. I read every one.